The EV scooter market is moving past its early adopter phase. Soon, we expect over 8 major platforms to launch in India. While the volume of releases is high, these models represent two very different engineering philosophies. This creates a choice for the buyer. You can pay a premium for legacy brand styling, or wait for the arrival of hyper-practical, budget-friendly domestic platforms. To evaluate these fairly, we are looking only at platforms with confirmed architectural data, setting aside the projects that lack clear production timelines. We measure these upcoming models on a market impact spectrum. One end prioritizes looks over specs. The other is built for high utility. Most of the 2026 lineup sits in the middle. We must examine their engineering to see which direction they actually lean. Mapping these models to the spectrum clarifies the level of utility you are actually getting for your money. Yamaha's ARX illustrates the tension between visual design and internal specifications. While the styling is aggressive, the architecture presents significant constraints. The ARX relies on removable batteries. In this comparison matrix, that choice places a hard cap on the vehicle's overall performance. This leads to a specific trade-off: a certified range of 106 kilometers, paired with an expected price of 2 to 2.5 lakh. We see a different set of choices in the VinFast fleet. Their Evo, Felice, and Viper models all rely on hub motors for their drive systems. Hub motors are cost-effective for manufacturers, but they generally offer less dynamic power delivery than the mid-drive motors found in sportier competitors. There is also a pricing risk here. VinFast is entering with imported units, and their focus on taxi fleets could lead to unpredictable retail costs for individual buyers. Choosing these legacy entrants means prioritizing brand name and styling over practical daily range and motor efficiency. In the enthusiast segment, power is the primary metric. This is where Ultraviolet is positioning its upcoming scooter. The scorecard for their top variant is impressive, featuring a 6 kilowatt-hour battery and a 261-kilometer range. However, this is the company's first scooter. They are transitioning from building motorcycles to an entirely different vehicle architecture. This introduces the version 1 tax. Early adopters frequently encounter manufacturing or software glitches that are only resolved in later production runs. Simple Energy's Arai targets family utility rather than raw speed, but it carries similar structural risks. The design is highly practical, featuring a flat floorboard and a long seat designed for daily family use. But the Arai's utility on paper is complicated by Simple Energy's history of significant delivery delays. To get these specifications, buyers have to accept an uncertain delivery timeline and the possibility of a long wait. A different group of domestic innovators is moving in the opposite direction, simplifying their materials to maximize practicality. Ather's EL01 platform is being developed specifically as a high-utilization family commuter. Ather is pivoting away from expensive aluminum frames to heavy-duty steel and a side-mounted motor unit. By removing components like drive belts, Ather expects to bring the price to roughly 1 lakh while reducing long-term maintenance costs. You lose the lightweight premium feel of the higher-end Ather models, but you gain a more durable, low-maintenance vehicle. The Hero Surge S32 takes utility even further by using a modular design that doesn't follow traditional scooter styling. Certified under the new L25 category, this system combines a 3.5 kilowatt-hour scooter with an 11 kilowatt-hour base. When connected to the 3-wheeled base, the platform is capable of carrying a 500-kilogram load. This design prioritizes modular transport and commercial logistics over personal aesthetics. The EL01 and Surge S32 show that high-utility architecture is becoming accessible at much lower price points than we've seen previously. To make a decision, we need to map all this data onto a single matrix. We are measuring the effort and risk of the purchase against its practical return on investment. The Yamaha ARX falls into the high-risk, low ROI quadrant. The current engineering specs and limited range suggest that the high price is largely paying for the brand's aesthetic rather than functional performance. Ultraviolet sits in the high-risk, high ROI sector. For speed enthusiasts, this is a strong option, provided you can navigate first-generation production issues. The Hero Surge S32 remains in a separate commercial category, where modular utility is the only metric. The Ather EL01 occupies the low-risk, high ROI quadrant. For the vast majority of family buyers, This represents the absolute most practical path into the 2026 market. Navigating the 2026 market successfully requires a strict focus on proven, low-maintenance reliability.